Howdy, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Hope y'all doing all right this evening. So, I want to talk about something that just popped into my head. One of my coworkers, who's actually just recently moved to night shift, been kind of passing him coming and going several times over the past few months. And he very recently bought him a gently used, very nice, and I don't know the models of Harley, so I know I'm going to butcher it, so I'm not going to say it, but big Harley Cruiser. Has all the fancy electronic options, lit up real nice, beautiful bike, beautiful bike. Well, today I went in on night shift due to the semiconductor shortage. I just decided that I'm tired of messing with unemployment because the unemployment system keeps messing back. So, going on night shift, even though I'm off work technically, just to make some money and avoid the unemployment line. Well, all that worked out just fine and dandy, but I ended up bumping into this coworker and I seen his bike as we were walking out this evening. He's sitting there idling it to get it warm while he's getting on his road gear. I get talking to him for a few minutes. He's like, man, I love it. I get an hour and 10 minutes of seat time one way, coming to and from work. And I'm like, man, they just scare the crap out of me. I said, correction. Everybody else on the road scares the crap out of me. And he starts chuckling. He goes, I know exactly what you mean. Said, I've ridden a few times before. I've never had a motorcycle permit or license, but I've ridden a handful of bikes, everything from dirt bikes, old import classics like that just had dirt tires on them and stuff, and even up to cruisers and sport bikes, just briefly, but I've ridden. And the part about them that scares me, and the whole reason why I haven't bought one, is other drivers. I'll give you an example of this. I've always wanted one. I love the idea of a motorcycle. I really do. I'll give you an idea of this. Good grief, this would have been 15 years ago. It would have been about 20. No, it would have been about 13 years ago. It would have been about 20. I was seriously thinking about getting a motorcycle. I wasn't making good money, but I was single, I was young, and I was making enough money that I could afford to buy a cheap old bike and make the payment on it the 6 to 8 months out of the year that it's going to have to sit in the garage, just sitting there. And I found a older Goldwing, and I'm not going to lie, I loved it, and I was this close to going to talk to the bank. Because like I said, I wasn't making great money. I didn't have any money in the bank, but I could afford to make a payment. And as I'm sitting there mulling around this idea now, I was born when the newspaper and cable news was a thing, and internet news wasn't the biggest thing, but it was there, just not everybody knew about it. And so I was reading the newspaper one morning, and there was a motorcycle rider who was heading across a interstate overpass. And this particular overpass in the county that I lived in at the time was just on a county road that went over the interstate, just a little truck stop town. And no red lights or stop signs for the overpass. All the traffic control, it was just 2 stop signs for the interstate, so exiting traffic had to stop and yield, or stop I think. I don't remember if it's yield or if it was at the time. Well, anyway, a semi didn't see this motorcycle rider and decapitated him. And every time I've gotten close to pulling the trigger on making a purchase on a motorcycle, there's been a motorcycle rider that ended up paying the price for someone else's brief moment of distraction. And that's what's always scared me. And that's what's kept me from buying them. I have several friends that ride, more than a few coworkers. The big factory that I work at, they actually have designated motorcycle parking at all the entrances into the building. And I know a lot of people that ride. I know a lot of people that enjoy the heck out of it. My father-in-law rides, and he loves it, and he gives me static for not owning one. And I'm like, you know what? That's just fine and dandy. I'll have my sports car. I might get a street legal dune buggy one of these years, and so on and so on and so on. But other people are what have kept me from riding. I drive back and forth down the interstate all the time, and due to that, I got to get over into some rumble strips due to construction and traffic that's going faster than me. Sorry, folks. And due to that, I get to see all of a lot of the idiocy that people are capable of. And also I get to see a lot of the road hazards that you wouldn't want to deal with on two wheels. Or at least I wouldn't. So, yeah. Why I don't ride. Now, I completely understand vehicular therapy. I've always had something that I've enjoyed driving in a driveway. Even if it was a daily, I always want to have something that I liked. And there are times that I've had to go out and clear my head, and I'll go out and cruise around with no destination in mind at 10, 11 o'clock at night, not even doing the speed limit, just, putting around 35, 40 miles an hour wherever I go, thinking and talking with whoever might be riding with me. About 10 years ago, a buddy of mine went from being engaged to married to divorced before his 1 year, all inside of a year. He got divorced before his 1 year anniversary of marriage. And he was in a emotional spot. Just leave it at that. And so there were numerous times where I'd pick him up and he and I would, whoa, this is getting hairy. That was maximum sketch right there. And I'd pick him up and he and I would just go riding around little backcountry roads in the summer. We worked similar schedules at the time. And we just go riding around little backcountry roads, just yapping, talking like, man, I'm sorry, I don't know why, I don't know why this happened, and there's nothing I can say, but I'll talk and I'll listen and I'll try not to make myself sound stupid and just let you get whatever off your chest. A bunch of that. So I definitely get vehicular therapy. But motorcycles aren't exactly my jam. So that's what I got to say on this one, folks. Take care. Thanks for tuning in. If you have a bike, I get it. I've been on them. I enjoy them. I wouldn't want to ride one around people. So, with that said, take care. Catch y'all next time.